Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Holes Dragon Ball Z Rewatch, where each month we cover a few episodes of Dragon Ball Z. And the best part is, Will hasn't seen a single episode.
What's Dragon Ball Z? Is it like Reign of Terror? I've seen Reign of Terror.
It's yeah, it's kind of like right there. Well, this week we are covering the Ginyu saga, and we're going into the Frieza saga. The Ginyu saga was too short to just do it as a single saga, like we like to do sometimes. So we're doing 68 to 77. But don't be afraid because the next two episodes from us are going to be the Frieza saga still. So yeah, there's still going to be two parts of the Frieza saga. So we only get into like three episodes, but so this is technically this is the Ginyu saga.
I would say so. It's up like literally up until
Yeah,
the last like two or three episodes. It's pretty much the
but
Ginyu saga.
that's how they've been doing it though, where it's like the episode guide is like this is this person's saga, and that person doesn't even show up until like the last episode of the 20
Yeah,
episode arc.
it's the lead up. It's the lead up.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like so the last episode we watch is like Frieza shows up to like fight everybody, and you're like, okay. So
Yeah,
technically the three extra episodes we watched like aren't really the Frieza
not
saga.
really.
I would still call him the Ginyu saga because, he's still trying to steal a Dragon Ball even as a frog.
Yeah,
So
I feel
there.
like if anything, the very last episode could have technically been in the Frieza saga because it feels more Frieza centric, but that was about it.
Frieza. Well, he does fight. We do see him fight Nail here and there, but
Right.
yeah, doesn't matter. It's all
Doesn't
stupid
matter.
anyway.
I hate this shit.
I hate this. I don't even know why we're watching it. I wish Goku was still a kid. Where's Balma?
Yeah. Well, I
I've
never
been
understand
saying.
that anymore.
Yeah. Well, you'll see her again, and it'll be great too.
Mm.
So, Will, I usually like to start by asking you kind of how you felt about this section.
Yeah, I genuinely I think there was one episode where I was like it was like a little bit of a filler, but genuinely I enjoyed this stretch.
Yeah, it's a pretty good stretch.
Yeah.
It feels kind of like it feels like we've been on Namek for a while.
Yes.
Um,
Which we kind of have.
we have, but it feels kind of like now, like this is kind of what everything has been building to,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
you're finally getting the Dragon Balls, you're finally seeing the dragon, and now like Frieza is here and he's not too happy.
No.
But um I remember so in my head canon, I remember the Captain Ginyu Goku thing being like way longer for some reason.
Oh, oh,
Um
that's funny.
and it's only like two episodes. So
Yeah, 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 true.
it really surprised me that like, oh, it's actually not as bad as I remembered it being.
No, not
I
at
think
all.
it's just because like as a kid, I was like you said last episode, you were so like, oh yeah, Goku's here.
Oh, yeah.
He beats up like three guys and then like immediately gets
Yeah,
his
like
body taken over, and
sidelined,
then they
yeah.
have and then they have to like beat him to a pulp.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now he's like really badly hurt, and you're just like, oh man. So here we go again, waiting for Goku to get healed.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. That's pretty funny. So you like how do you feel about Captain Ginyu like as a character?
At first, I thought he was kind of like stupid, but then I was actually kind of like, oh, well, he is actually a threat now, you know. Like he's goofy, but he's actually a threat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not too bad. I think his I don't power levels don't really mean anything, but I think his was like 120,000 or something.
It was high. I remember it being high, yeah.
Because Goku maxed out at like 140. And he's like, oh, that's
Mm,
somewhere in it was somewhere in there. But like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty
it was
good.
just surprising of like just basically what he ends up doing.
It's interesting that that power that he has can go with him to like anybody to like transform.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that also makes you question like that's probably not Ginyu's original
That's what I was thinking
body.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's just some dude. It's funny that the voice transfers too with the body.
it is funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just to help the little kids watching the show, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well Krillin doesn't pick up on it either, so
no. He's like, hey, that sounds whatever.
hey. Hey, why are you with that guy? Did he pull a Piccolo? Now he's with our friend? He just gets blasted.
He does.
Oh, an idiot. Yeah, so let's run through these kind of like we
Okay.
usually do. So
Okay.
68 is Ginyu Assault.
Yeah. I noticed that this originally aired in Japan 2 days after you were born. Isn't
Nice. Oh yeah,
that crazy?
that is crazy.
It's funny.
Yep. I watched it in the hospital.
In Japan.
Yep. I was born in Japan. That's really funny. So this was the episode where Goku fights Barter and Jace together,
Okay. Yes.
which is pretty good. It's pretty cool seeing him fight those two guys and not really even having to like put up any effort at all.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. I remember now. Yes. And they're all like, he's just like moving his head.
Yeah. Then he would kind of like dodge and then like punch them like pretty hard and be like, "Are you guys gonna actually like try to fight me?" Or he's like, "What is this?"
Yeah. Also, I think the crazy thing that I thought was like I was like, oh, was it cuts to and Raccoon is still alive and then Vegeta kills him.
Yeah, Vegeta kills Raccoon. Yeah, yeah. And you know what's funny is Vegeta's right. Like these guys are not going to like change their ways. They're not going to like leave.
True.
And his whole point is like, if you don't deal with these guys, you you're not going to be able just to focus on Frieza. It's going to be really bad
Yeah.
if you know. So yeah, I kind of like I enjoy Vegeta in this arc a lot, but it's I feel like for me it's the whole Q thing
Okay.
in Star Trek where it's like I know like future Vegeta and I really enjoy Vegeta.
Yeah, okay, I see.
So
Yeah.
like you seeing this kind of for the first time, you're still like, no, he's a bad dude. Like he's not a great guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
you're like,
right.
yeah, he's not, but
That's
I enjoy
okay.
him.
He's a little more brutal than Piccolo Jr., so it's like,
Hmm.
yeah. Because at this point it would be like if original Piccolo was like Goku was like, "It's okay. Be my friend. We'll work it out." I'd be like, "This doesn't make any sense." Which is kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
with Vegeta. It personally feels a little stretched. It's kind of like sort of like the Superman syndrome that they happens a lot where it's like Superman is doing his normal day thing, and then a Kryptonian comes to the planet, and then they're like, I'm going to kill everyone here on the planet, and I'm going to rule it. And then they're like, Superman's like, oh, well, I can't kill him because he's a Kryptonian. And that's
Yeah.
kind of like, that's where it's at. And it just feels like it's sort of the same for Goku. They don't really tap into the whole Saiyan thing, but it just has that feeling of he has like a connection to him that isn't really well fleshed out.
Interesting. Yeah. That's kind of a cool, that's an interesting way to put it though. Like they're both kind of aware that they're the last few Saiyans.
Right, right.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. I think what it is for like so for Vegeta's character mostly is he really wants the wish of eternal life so that he can um like defeat Frieza and get rid of like all of Frieza's stuff. The whole like planetary.
Right, because in his mind, he thinks he'll just, when he gets beat up or hurt really bad, he'll just get stronger because that's what Saiyans do.
Yeah.
Like Frieza can't kill him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I really honestly I don't know how that would work. I also don't know if Purunga can even grant that wish,
I don't know.
making somebody immortal. Like that's I don't know.
It's it seemed like he had a lot of what do you call it? Like conditional wish like policies on wishes.
Yeah.
What?
Uh, I cannot grant that wish.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, so Vegeta kills Raccoon and Burter,
Yeah, Amber, yeah.
and Goku's like, "No, we showed you mercy.
I don't care about mercy.
Mercy. Peacemakers." Very good. Yeah, so then 69 is Incredible Force. Ginyu and Jace arrive on the battlefield. Okay, yeah, so Jace like flies away and gets the cap and
Yeah, right. Yeah, in the
yeah.
last episode, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Oh, we do see. Yeah, totally blanked this out. So yeah, so Goku starts fighting Ginyu in this episode, and then we get to see Bulma go and track down Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
Remember that? I totally forgot that
Oh,
even was a
yeah.
thing.
That was my favorite
She
part.
complains, she complains nonstop, nonstop, and then she gets that village and they're all dead, and she's
Oh,
like,
yes. Yes.
"Oh my God, this is what they've been doing while I've been doing nothing." It's
Yep.
like, yeah, yeah, Bulma. What did you think they were doing? Just out, just like, "La, Dragon the Dragon Balls." It's like, are you stupid, Bulma? It's like there's this episode is kind of like telling you like, okay, so Bulma sees that she's wrong, so like you don't have to hate her anymore. But it's like, no, but I still kind of do because what
Well,
did she think they were doing?
right.
She knows Vegeta's on the planet. She knows Frieza's on the planet. It's like,
Yeah, and the other thing too is like to your point, I think if it just was like she says, like, oh no, she comes to the realization that she's kind of an idiot and so on and so forth. But then when they show up, she's just immediately back to her old self. Like, I can't
yeah,
believe you left me here. And like,
yeah.
oh,
And then
she's
she also has this
okay.
fear that like, oh, well, if I go and look for the Dragon Ball and it's not there, and then what if they leave the planet without me?
Oh yeah,
Oh, well, then I'll just use the Dragon Balls to wish myself to Earth. And you're like, what are you talking? So now the whole point of coming here to get the Dragon Balls, you would use that wish to wish yourself to Earth. It's like it's just
yeah.
like yeah, I'm not I forgot really how bad Bulma is in the Namek saga.
She's rough. She's really
She's
rough.
really bad. She's really when they were like kids and she was selfish and she wanted to use the Dragon Balls for like finding a boyfriend and stuff, like that's fine. Like I
Yeah,
I enjoy
whatever.
that. But now it's like you have all these people that her boyfriend is dead,
Right, right.
you know? You have all this stuff happening that's like really bad.
Yes.
Piccolo is dead, there's no Dragon Balls on Earth, and she's like, "Oh, I know. I'll just wish myself to Earth." Like,
Yeah, and
oh my God, Bulma.
I think the other thing that makes it really dumb is the fact that like she was the one to like perpetuate this idea.
Yeah,
Like
she
the
basically forced Krillin to go.
right. Like the reason they're on Namek is because of her. And then
Yeah.
she's like really stupid about it. Like she had this, it was so weird. Literally the whole hospital stuff, freaking out with Poe and all that stuff was like it was funny, but it was like it was fine. She
Yeah.
gets on the ship, the whole thing with Poe like learning about the Namekian language and whatever, Piccolo.
Piccolo. Yeah. Then they
And
find those space kids running away.
yeah, well, no. Like, and it was like, okay. And then they get on, Gohan and Krillin get on, and she kind of changes a little bit. And then all of a sudden, she's just like in
Yeah.
her underwear. And Krillin and Gohan are like trying to prepare, and she's just like eating snacks and not doing anything. And
Yeah,
then
making
it's
them
like,
clean up like her mess. Yeah.
what happened?
I don't
She
know.
went from like, oh man, we're going to Namek, we're going to get the Dragon Balls there, and we're gonna wish everybody back, and then turned
Yeah.
into like, I can't believe you want me to go to Namek. I hate you all. It's just like, wait a second.
Yeah, you keep leaving me alone.
Okay, it's
Yeah, and
weird.
even more to that point too, there was that whole stupid episode where she fights those two Frieza guard guys
Oh,
in the
yeah,
mech, and they're like legitimately trying to like kill her. And now
yeah,
she's surprised that she sees this village of Namekians dead.
yeah.
And they're like, she's like, oh, they even killed children. Yeah, Bulma.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, like you said, they show up and she's just immediately just horrible again. And it's like,
Yep.
I can't even take it. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good. All right. So then episode 70 is Frieza approaches.
Well, I was gonna say in
Uh,
that one episode, but it's
yeah, go
fine.
ahead.
Is I think it's right towards the end. Goku does the Kaioken thing, but it was I got a little I was like, oh, what's gonna happen here? Because it was a little bit like kind of what I know with the Super Saiyan charge up thing.
Mm.
It was a little more like intense. Because then
I
that
don't
was
know. Was it I don't think I don't know if it was the Kaioken. I think it literally was just him. He was concealing his power and he's just kind of
oh, okay.
letting all of his power come to the surface, basically,
Okay. I
when
just
he's
wasn't sure
charging
because it
up.
was the same like color pattern.
Was it pink? Maybe
Yeah.
it was pink. Yeah, maybe. I don't think he's actually used it yet, though, the Kaioken. I think he's saving it.
He only used it with against Vegeta.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, he used it to fight Vegeta on Earth. I think he's saving it for Frieza, though.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of like his last. It's always like his last ditch effort, usually.
Yeah.
It's just funny too to think of that, like from when he fought Vegeta, it was like Kaioken, and then he was like, "Oh man, I really shouldn't push this, but let's try Kaioken times two."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like I think like moving forward, yeah, he can keep. It's just one of those. It's just like the Flash
Oh,
CW show where he's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
like, man, I'm at my peak power. Well, maybe if I just
Just
maybe if
run
I just
fast.
ran a little faster. Have you tried to run faster, Barry?
Oh.
I don't think I can run any faster. Just try to run faster. Try to take like two steps instead of one.
Oh.
Oh. do. Oh yeah, it does say here. Goku uses his Kaioken to power up to his fullest power level, which is more than Ginyu expected.
True.
Then Guru gives Dende the power. Oh no, we haven't seen that yet. That's not. Don't say that. Guru gives. Remember, he
Yeah.
gives Dende the like power up or whatever he's been doing.
Yep. He touches his head. Yep.
Yeah,
This was the one where this is the Bulma episode because this is where she leaves and finds the dead bodies, and then she's standing in the canyon thing and is
yeah.
like, "I remember Goku as a kid. He wouldn't leave me here on Namek."
I know. Yeah, that was such a stupid. Yeah, time filler basically is all it is. Like, oh, I remember when I met him in my car. It's like, yeah, so do we. Let's wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. Let's get to the point. Yeah,
And
all your
then
friends are dead and the Dragon Balls are gone, Bulma. What are we doing?
and then Frieza kills those like guys.
Yeah, so Dende gets that power up and then leaves. He
Okay.
passes Frieza.
Oh yeah, the eyeball
Yeah, and
thing.
he's like,
Yeah,
whatever, just a child.
yeah. Yes,
No
yes,
harm's
yes.
ever come from a child.
Ooh, a child.
Yeah, so then he gets there, he fights those other like Namekian guys come to like fight him,
Yeah.
beats them up pretty good. This was also like I can't help but thinking of the Dragon Ball Z abridged in this whole this whole section. It's just
Oh, okay.
embedded in
Uh-huh.
my brain. They do a thing in there where so Vegeta's Frieza blows the roof off
Oh
of
yeah.
Guru's
Uh-huh.
like house.
Yep. Yep.
And Guru and they dub it like Guru's like, "Oh, you don't want a piece of nail. Nail will take just drop you to the ground. He's the strongest on the planet. I would just leave." And Frieza's like, "Oh yeah, I'll fight Nail. I don't care." And he's like, "Nail is gonna kick your butt. He, I would be." And Nail's like, "Guru, shut up, shut up." And he's like, I wouldn't mess with Nail. He's a crazy dude. It's just like so funny. It's so funny. But yeah,
Yeah.
he so Nail is like this like strongest in the Namekian, and that's why he guards Guru.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's cool. I don't think they start fighting until the next.
No, no,
This
I
is
don't think so.
like they're like, hey, let's go fight somewhere empty.
Yeah,
Like the whole
follow
the whole
me.
planet now is empty. The whole planet is barren.
Yeah. Don't fall fight near the house.
Yeah. Well, pretty good. Anything else
Bum,
in that
bum, bum,
episode?
bum. Bum, bum, bum. No, he just basically kills those guys and Goku like charges up and he's like, "Oh no!" Like they just can't believe he's
It's over 5,000. Yeah. Yep. So then 71 is Goku is Ginyu and Ginyu is Goku.
Hmm?
So Frieza fights Nail this episode. He basically just toys with him. It's kind of sad, really. Rips his
Yeah.
arm off and
There's a lot of bad things to him.
does a lot of bad things to him, yeah. Yeah. Ginyu comes to the conclusion that like Goku can't be a Saiyan because um he's still too nice. Like he's offering them like a chance to leave, which is not what a Super
Yeah.
Saiyan would do from the vague stories they've all been told about
Hmm.
a legend of the Super Saiyan. Yeah. But he's like, oh, he can't be that strong then. Like, yeah, go fight. They fight pretty good.
Yeah, it was
I haven't
interesting.
fight
They
him.
fight for a bit, and then he's just like, "I will only fight you with my left hand."
Yeah.
And then he fights Nail for a bit, and then I don't think it's this episode. I think it's when they come back to this episode. He immediately stops fighting with his left hand. That was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think the last thing he does at Allen's, he like moves out of the way and then like backward punches his face,
Yeah.
which is really funny because when Piccolo finds him, he's like very close to death. It's like,
Yeah. And
yeah.
then your favorite part was that dinosaur that Gohan kills, chases Bulma, and then Giran
Oh,
chases Bulma.
yeah.
It really was just a
I, I
pterodactyl of a
I
dinosaur.
blanked it. I blanked all that. I don't even remember that. Where's the cave?
She falls and she's about to get eaten by the dinosaur, and then that's when
Oh,
Krillin and Gohan show up.
yeah, that's right. He does kill that
I
dinosaur.
can't believe you left me here. I blah, 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. Then they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, is this the
cool.
Dragon Radar? Thanks." And they leave.
Hey, see you later.
She's also
Yeah,
weird about Gohan
she's.
in this stretch too, yeah. Or Goku, not
Oh,
Gohan.
yeah, she is. I forgot about that. Yeah, I wonder what he looks like.
It's
Probably
like,
looks like how you saw him in the hospital, idiot. He's the same age. It's
it
you've been here for 3 weeks. Wasn't that weird? That was so
yeah,
weird.
it was really weird.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that
Also, your
weird?
boyfriend's dead. Maybe you're thinking about your
God.
boyfriend.
Oh, it is such a weird scene. She's like trying to picture what Goku looks like now and if he's handsome. And it's like you've been here maybe a month.
It's got to be like,
Goku is like he's like in his 20s. Like he's gonna look the same as when you just saw him on Earth. Like,
yeah.
what are you talking about? And she's
I was
trying to
gonna say,
picture him like his head in the cloud as a kid, and she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, no, he'd be a little older than that. Like you just saw him. You just saw him. And I was like so confused. So weird. Very weird. But she's like yelling at Krillin, and Gohan's like, "Oh, here's the radar," and he like reaches in her pocket and then leaves.
Yeah. So yeah, in the notes here it says so her running away from everything is exclusive to the anime. In the manga, Bulma never leaves the crevice where
No,
Gohan and Krillin left her when they headed off to get their former potential unleashed by Guru. As a side effect of having Bulma leave to get the Dragon Balls herself earlier, her scene chewing them out for not having gotten their wishes granted is changed to being on a random islet where they save her from dinosaurs instead of the uneventful crevasse.
funny. Yeah. So in the comic, like she doesn't fight those guys the first time.
Right, right,
She
exactly.
doesn't leave to go look for the Dragon Balls.
Yep,
In the manga, she basically just stays in the cave and waits for them to come back to get her. So
yep,
interesting choice, huh? Interesting choice.
it is.
But yeah, they really kind of make her the heel, honestly,
Yeah, she ain't great.
for
That's
some
true.
reason.
Bum, bum, bum,
It's
bum.
bad,
It is
bad.
bad.
Um, and the end of this episode is when Ginyu like starts to let Goku like beat him up.
Yeah, the end of this is him. He's like
Oh no,
laughing, and then yeah,
yeah, he
he's like,
stabs himself with his
What are you
hand, and
doing?"
this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
72 is called Calling the Eternal Dragon, which is interesting because that's really not what happens in this episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think what happens is Krillin goes to be like, "Yes, dragon," and then nothing happens. I think this is this episode.
Let's see. Ginyu escapes with Goku's body. Gohan and Krillin find the Dragon Balls at Frieza's ship. Ginyu and Jace arrive, but he can't use Goku's power. So, yeah, no, so they go to look for the Dragon Balls. Remember, Frieza takes off, leaves Goku alone. And he's like, "Oh, I'll help you fight." And then he goes to fight and he's like, "See you later."
Oh, yes, yes.
And his plan, so Vegeta's plan is to wait for Krillin and Gohan to find the Dragon Balls and then call the dragon. He's going to run in and make his wish after they summon the dragon.
Yeah, but they remember they
Right. But they can't because they don't have the password.
right. He's like, yeah, because Krillin yells at the
Eternal dragon,
yeah, right, yeah, yeah.
come forth now and make my wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. So again, it's funny that you need the Namekian password, but also the Peronga speaks English. So I just
It
find
was
that funny.
kind of weird. Also, when we get to it, there was a thing that happened, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah, so this was also the episode that's really funny too, where like they see Goku with a scouter land and
Oh
Jace is
yeah.
with him, and he's like, "Oh man, Goku, whew, we thought for a second there you were gonna. What are you doing with this guy?" He's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, good old Krillin, huh?
What? That can't be Goku.
Gohan picked up on it though. He's
That's Vegeta. That's Vegeta off in the corner. Remember, he's like off looking at it, and he's like,
oh
"Why would he be working with Jace?"
there's a lot of like there's a lot of scenes in Dragon Ball Z that it's got to be like an English translation. It's got to be like a shot of somebody standing there or doing something and they monologue to themselves.
I see.
And it's like it's got to be something to do with that because like they ask these questions sometimes where it's like you already know that answer, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like it's just for TV, it's just a stretch out TV and then it's like English translation.
Yeah.
Like that's a perfect example of Vegeta. Like, oh, I would Kakarot be working with Jace. That doesn't make any sense. I think
Yeah.
he I think he does that later too, where he's like, oh man, I overslept. Wait a minute. This planet has four suns. It's never been night since I've been here. And they told me when the dragon is summoned, it's everything turns. Oh my God. It's like, okay, yeah, we know as the audience, we don't need like a full monologue of like this character figuring this out. Like, it's just funny to me.
Yeah. This is also the episode where Vegeta shows up and he like murders all those like soldier guys.
Oh, yeah. He gets to the ship. He gets to the ship before Gohan and Krillin, and he
Right.
just destroys all of like Frieza's guards and stuff at the ship.
Yep.
And he takes this is where he puts the new armor on,
Yes.
I believe. So I believe this is the episode.
It was just
I
crazy.
like that.
He was like, really?
I yeah, yeah. He doesn't mess around. He's just like yeah. He just comes in. And he just devastates the entire ship.
Yeah.
Yo, because all those like Ginyu replacement guys like follow him into the ship, and he's like, "What are you gonna do?"
Yeah.
And they're
Yes.
like, "Don't move." He's like, "Nah, I'm good." Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he gets his puts his new armor on in the scene, the one without the shoulder flares.
Yeah.
I like that we learned too. I think in a couple episodes, next maybe the next one, that we learned that the ones with the shoulder flares are like the older model.
That does seem, yeah, it seems right from what they were saying.
Yeah. It's funny though because this version of Vegeta is kind of what, you picture moving forward is like that white armor top
Mm,
and the blue pants and boots is pretty much what he wears like a lot. But yeah, it's cool.
that's funny.
Do 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 do. So I think
There-
they realize that they have to fight Goku,
Yes.
and they're not too thrilled about it. So then episode 73 is Gohan defeat your dad.
Yeah, remember in this end of the other episode where they're like he shows up, Goku as Ginyu shows up, and then Gohan's like, no, and he shows him like on the cloud and like eating food at home and
Was
stuff.
was it that episode or was it? Yeah, I
I'm
do
pretty sure
remember
it's the
that.
last episode.
I do remember that. He's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can get used to that." And it's like it's Ginyu
Yeah.
like eating at the table with Chi Chi. Oh man, that was funny. I forgot
Yep.
about that. That's pretty good.
Also, the thing that made me laugh was, and that's just because I didn't know where the episode was going. So at the end of the last episode, Jace is like looking at it and he's like, "Oh no, it's 190,000." And he's like, "Yeah," and he's getting all powerful. And then it comes to this episode, and he's like, "Tell me what it is." And he's like, "It's 30,000." And I was like, "Well, 30? What?" I was like, "It literally just said last episode like 190." I was like, "Are you kidding me? Don't do this. Like you just said it." And then he's going on and on and on. And then I was like, wait. And he's like, what? What? What do you mean? And it's like, I was like, oh, it's purposeful. I was just like,
Mhm. Yeah,
it's
because that episode ends where Goku and Ginyu and Goku's like, yeah,
yeah,
and it's like all this like glowing.
yeah.
And then the next episode, he's like, Chase, what's my power level? And he's like, 30,000. He's like, speak up, idiot, I can't hear you. And he's like, 30,000, sir. Oh, he's like, yeah, now you're gonna face the full. What did you say? 30,000. Yeah, but I like that. I think that's cool. That because he doesn't really know how Goku's body works. He doesn't have
Initially,
like full potential. Yeah, but the more he fights, the more he learns.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
But
interesting.
he wouldn't know the Kaioken technique because that's a
No,
that's a learned skill. So he'll never be able to match 100% what Goku's level was.
right.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah, this is pretty much the Gohan and Krillin like beating up Goku. Pretty much the whole episode.
Vegeta kills Jace in this
And
episode.
then yeah, then Vegeta kills Jace, yeah.
Chases him all throughout the ship at first, and then he
The going through the ship thing was pretty cool because he was like, "No, no!" It's like they were
he was
fighting.
kind of like blasting him through the wall and stuff too. It was
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Vegeta does not have no mercy.
No.
No. Blast
And
Chase right out of the sky.
yeah. No.
Just like Dodoria, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
I'm trying to think that there was something else in this, and I was like,
So, um, yeah.
"Oh, this is the episode. This is the episode where Vegeta's gonna do like the death blow to Goku Ginyu, and he doesn't realize that he's gonna do the body
Mm.
switch."
Yeah, because Goku tries to like tell him like he's just letting you beat him up.
Right, right.
He's not like attacking back or blocking on purpose. He's letting you like weaken his body first.
Right. And this is the
Goku
thing
tries
that,
to help fight too, remember? In Ginyu's body.
yeah.
No.
I think that's next episode. I don't think he,
No, because at the end of this episode, Vegeta's going to like fly down and kill him, and he does the switch.
Well, he doesn't switch. He
But
goes to
Goku
do it
jumps in front of it in the next beginning of the
in
next
the next
episode, I
episode,
think.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Goku fights with them in this episode and gets just beat pretty good right off the bat, I think, before Vegeta jumps in. I think Goku helps Krillin and Gohan while Vegeta's fighting Jace, and
Oh,
then
maybe. Okay,
Vegeta
okay.
jumps in at the end. And he gets like, Vegeta finally gets his wish. He gets to beat the crap out of Kakarot, you know.
Yes,
So
that's right.
now he
He
doesn't have
goes. That's right. I remember
now
now.
he
Yeah,
doesn't have now he doesn't have that desire anymore because he got to basically get his revenge from Earth from beating up Goku.
yeah, yeah. So the cool thing is, I don't know how many people of like the Dragon Ball world feel about it, but the thing that I liked was it was one of the few times it made it made like Goku's powers and abilities and all of his stuff like it made it all feel make sense because you have him, he dies, so he's like he's amazing and he dies. And he does the whole Snake Way thing, and then he does the King Kai thing, and then he comes back on Snake Way, and he's amazing, right? And he beats him up, and it's like wow. And then he's in the hospital, and they give him sensu beans, and then he goes and then he trains the whole way to Namek, and it's like he's amazing. And he gets there, and they can't even touch him, they can't even do anything. And you're like, okay, like well, how is he going to beat Ginyu? Like what's it's like what makes this the Ginyu saga? Like, what's the point of this character?
Mm.
And then he body switches him, and I was like, oh, I'm like, well, that's actually a really cool way to like handle like Goku being so overpowered. It's like, well, how do you do that? You just
Mm.
you take away Goku's powers basically, which was cool.
Yeah.
I actually liked the whole body switching thing, and I liked
Right.
how how this episode ends and how the next episode resolves and stuff. I really enjoyed that. Like I know it sounds weird, but I like really enjoyed how that was a part of the storytelling.
No, that's cool. Yeah. It does so it does like two things. It kind of it makes him not overpowered for this section, but
Right.
it also gives him another power up before he fights Frieza.
Hmm.
Because he gets beaten like almost to death. And then they
True.
put him in the chamber.
Well, that's
So
true.
from
I
from him healing from that like being almost dead, healing back will give him another like boost, another power boost.
Yeah, true.
So that's cool. But even Frieza like fighting Ginyu and Jace, like he's gaining more like fighting experience. He's gaining more like power. That's
Yeah.
why like when he goes and takes like that 30-minute nap, he's recovering like energy
Yeah.
because he knows what's coming. Yeah. That's cool. I think it's good writing.
It's very interesting to be honest.
It's one of those things where it's like if from the surface, like as a kid, you just want to see Goku do stuff, but like you really understand that like it's good writing. It's setting this up. It's
Yeah.
not keeping him too overpowered, and then
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, I like it.
I like
It's a
it.
fun power. It's a unique power too. Ginyu, it has like a unique. You understand why he's like the captain of the
Yeah.
Ginyu Force because he's
Right.
well, he's the strongest, but he's also like that's a pretty unique skill that he has.
Yeah.
So 74 is Captain Ginyu the Frog. So as this one starts off with Goku jumping in front of Ginyu, and then so Ginyu and Goku switch back finally.
Yeah.
So now Goku's like, "Yeah, I'm in my body," and he's like just destroyed on the ground.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
I
oh,
remember he's already destroyed in the ground, I think, from the last. episode.
Yes. Yeah.
And then because this one I think opens with the thing that or it reminded me so much, but then I was so pleasantly proven wrong. So it's I know you're gonna remember it because I think everybody remembers it, sadly. Remember in Indiana Jones Crystal Skull, like the opening bit?
Yeah.
So it pans from the Paramount Mountain to like a prairie dog hole, and then it shows like prairie dogs looking, and then
Mhm.
the car goes by playing an Elvis song or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the episode starts and it's like, here are the Dragon Balls, and then that weird like Namek toad frog thing comes out of the ground.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why? I was just like, why are we like
Why are they
why are
showing
we
this? Yeah.
yeah, like why are they showing this? Like this it literally made me think of the Indiana Jones thing. And I was like, I probably was more annoyed with it than I should have been because they do this kind of stuff with like animals and stuff in the background and weird things.
Mm.
But I was just like, ugh. And then immediately it was just like, no, there's a purpose to this frog thing, and I was like, okay, like they weren't just showing like an animal in the background. It was immediately like he comes out of the ground near the Dragon Balls, moves over towards Goku. Goku's like,
Yep.
oh, and he grabs him and then whips him into the
Yeah.
body switch thing.
It's
Yeah,
it's Chekhov's frog. I mean, that's
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was really funny. Rip it.
rib. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, quick, like thinking where he chucks that frog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh no,
I like
is
that.
it this episode where he does? Yeah, you're right. You're right, because it's always how this thing goes. It's usually at the end of the episode.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. The title of the episode always happens towards the end.
Yeah, it's like the last 3 seconds of the
I
episode.
forgot. I forgot that this episode started with
Ginyu tries to switch bodies twice in this episode,
that.
basically.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
Goku, as Ginyu jumps in front of the beam, switching Ginyu to Goku back, and then
He does the
Goku, and
Kamehameha.
then yeah, and then Vegeta beats up actual Captain Ginyu for a while, and then that Ginyu tries to swap with Vegeta again.
Yeah,
And that's when Goku chucks the frog,
yeah.
and Vegeta lets the frog go. He doesn't
Yes.
squish him. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is interesting.
It is interesting.
I'm sure that'll have no negative effects moving forward.
No, not at all.
I'm sure we won't get to see how, you know, Vegeta was right the whole time in
Oh,
wanting to destroy.
yeah. Captain Ginyu's totally gone. They don't keep showing him
Totally gone. No, no,
throughout the next
no. They
couple
don't keep.
episodes.
They don't keep like reestablishing the fact that like he's still kind of around the ship doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. More to your point too. Like when you saw the frog for the first time, you're like, "What the heck?" So when later on, when Gohan's like sitting on the balls, like daydreaming, and you see
Oh,
that one
uh-huh.
kind of start moving,
Yes, yeah.
and you're just like, "Is it like windy?" Like I don't understand
Yes.
what's going on. And then it kind of reveals that like Ginyu Frog has been like kind of pushing it.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was good. I was like, oh, okay, that's a funny,
Yeah,
it's
it
kind of a
was
funny background thing that, is going on.
this is
Yeah.
where we learn also when I was like, when he turned into the ape, why did his clothes stretch? And you were like,
Hmm.
because that's what they do. And then they show, not only does Vegeta say it, but like they show Krillin like stretching it open.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is cool. It's like very flexible, high durability armor.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Krillin's like, well, how do you know if it'll fit? And he's like, don't you remember on Earth when I was still wearing it as an ape?
yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, that didn't make any sense.
And
I do you like seeing Gohan and Krillin in like Saiyan armor?
uh not yet, because I don't really like the whole Saiyan stuff quite yet.
Yeah.
It's
I think
like
it's fun.
it's like when they it's like, if they put somebody in a costume a little too like a superhero outfit a little too soon in the movie. You're like, I don't feel like that's
Oh
deserved
yeah.
yet.
Yeah. First and last, baby. First and last.
First and last, yeah, really. So
No,
this,
it's fun. It makes sense for, like what they know is happening.
yeah. Um, this part made me laugh. I did it to you the other night, and you were like, "Yeah, I got it. I know what you're doing." So the Krillin saying it didn't bother me at all. When Krillin's like, "Whoa, Mondo, cool," I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever. I don't care," because Krillin says stuff all the time,
Yeah.
right? Like he's always like, "I can't
Yes.
believe there's Dragon Balls," but when Vegeta said it, I was like, "Nope, that's gonna be remembered forever."
Yeah.
Yes,
Mondo cool.
it
It's almost
is
like he's making
Mondo
fun of
cool.
stupid earthlings.
Oh God, that went into the memory banks for the end of time. So
Yeah, pretty good.
yeah,
Pretty good. But I think
they give him the
mm,
armor, and then the interesting thing happened, which I thought was a cool point, which was like Krillin is like, oh, well, we need to go get the password from Guru, so
Guru, yeah.
I'll go get it, and like he flies off, but he doesn't realize that Dende is coming with the password.
Right.
So I like
Yeah,
that. I
so
like that because that's realistic, right? Like they wouldn't know that he's
yeah.
coming. So it's like,
Yeah, you hope that they run into each other, maybe.
yeah.
I also like the scene too where Gohan is like, he's like, I feel like a superhero. And he's like like training outside. And
Oh
Vegeta's like,
yeah.
what are you doing, boy?
Yes,
That's
yes,
pretty
yes.
funny. He's like,
And
well,
I
I'm gonna
think,
go take a nap.
yeah.
Don't don't screw me over.
Yes. And then I forget what happens. Does Frieza put together that is this the episode where he puts together and he starts coming back to the area?
Yeah, so episode 75
Oh, 75. Okay.
is called Password is Pironga.
Got it.
So Frieza like defeats Nail,
You're right.
and then while Nail is like on the ground, he's laughing and he's telling Frieza basically, I've just been distracting you. And
Yes, yes, yes,
Frieza's
yes.
like, well, I'm
Okay.
just gonna go beat Guru until he gives me the password. And he's like, oh yeah, Dende's already left with the password.
He's
And
like,
Frieza's like, oh,
a child. Yeah. Freaks
so
out.
yeah, it's pretty good. I like scenes like that where it's like this really smart, powerful bad guy realizes that like he's been kind of an arrogant idiot,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah. Then this is where we see him, Ginyu Frog, like pushing the thing, and then he gets scared by a female frog and he runs away.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, Rebbe.
Right, exactly,
God.
exactly.
Well, also we get that scene too where Gohan's like, "Oh, it's a little frog trying to move the Dragon Ball."
Yeah.
He's like, "Just a regular Namekian frog," and he's like standing. The frog's like standing there, like whistling, and he's like, "Wait a minute. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I know who you are. Wait a minute. Who are you?" Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
was funny.
You're really quick, Gohan. You're really quick.
So do they explain Vegeta's like weird thing that
Yeah,
led to him napping?
I was gonna ask you what you thought about that because
I thought he was like sick or something.
Yeah, I did too. But
But I don't
no, it's
know.
just he just I mean, there's just that one line where he's like, "Oh, I definitely overdid it."
Yeah, and I was like, well, okay, like, but you didn't get hurt.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I think honestly what it is like he hasn't really slept.
Oh, okay.
He fought the Ginyu Force before Goku got there. He leaves. He fights all the people on Frieza's ship, exerts all that energy to blasting everybody.
Yeah.
Then he fights Goku. Then he fights Ginyu. Then he
Hmm.
beats up. Then he fights Chase. And it's just like he just seems like he just overexerted himself. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I take it. Because no, he doesn't. He does not have like a future like ailment or anything. Like I don't. It's just
Yeah.
it was just interesting because even like the end of that one episode, they show him like against the wall. Hold on. Jojo. Yeah, so there's that one scene that like show him like bracing against the wall,
Mhm.
and you're like, what? What's going on with Vegeta? I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess he was just tired.
guess so. The thing that also was funny too was it was the thing where the episode's called "The Password is Paranga," and I'm like, okay, and then Dende's like, all right, here we go, and he's like, "Pa chudo ma pachida ba ba judo ba ba be ba chudo ba ba paranga ba da da." I was just like, okay, so the password is not Paranga. The password is a lot of other things.
Yeah, I think it's legitimately the same as Earth, where it's like Eternal Dragon, come forth and grant my wish.
Okay,
But it's like you have to say Purunga. You have to say his name because do they say Shenron on Earth? I don't think so.
no,
No.
he says Eternal Dragon.
Yeah. Which is an interesting point, right? Because how how is it classified as an eternal dragon if it dies with the person who created the balls? You know?
Because that person's eternal. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't think so. You know, so they keep
Yeah.
calling it the eternal dragon. It's like, but he's kind of not though, right?
Yeah.
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 So they raise the dragon. So now you get to see the dragon. So obviously I can see by your background you enjoy this beefier, huge dragon
It
boy.
was just really funny. Like I expected him to be obviously different looking than the one from Earth, like of
Yeah.
course. But it was just really
So
funny when he appeared and he was all like super beefy and just like
yeah.
huge and he had horns and yeah, I liked that he had the little antennas like the Namekians do, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's cool. But then the really funny thing is he was like he talked. I don't think it's in this episode. I think it's the next episode where he's like talking and then he's like, "I don't have all day. What are you gonna wish for?" And I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like he was even
Hurry
because
and make
Krillin
your
says it.
wish. Yeah.
Even Krillin's like, "Oh, he has a sense of humor. That's weird."
I think the dragon can also sense that like Guru is fading quickly.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. But I think it is a thing where like you can't keep the dragon like all day. Like
Right. Makes sense.
he grows I grow weary. Yeah, he's cool. The dragon's cool. The Namekian dragon's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, here we are. We're at full circle. Like this is the point of the show in a way, right? Like
Yeah.
this is the show. It was weird that that Krillin didn't remember that Nail told him that he gives him three wishes.
Yeah. Did he say that?
Yeah, Nail like really early on, like when they're in Guru's thing, he's like he tells him, and then he's like, "Oh, wow." And then they get here and they're like, "Well, three wishes."
Oh yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, yeah, because I thought this was like the first time we had heard about it, but you're right. He does tell Krillin early on. That's really funny. Yeah, like really surprised by it. Like, let's figure out what to wish for. It's like it's like they've been here for like a month and a half to find the Dragon Balls, and then they
Yeah,
finally have the dragon there, and they're like, oh man, what to do? What to do? Hmm. It's
yeah,
like when you stand in line at like McDonald's behind like 12 people, and then the person in front of you finally gets to the counter, and they're like, all right, let's see. Cheeseburger,
yeah,
it's like it's McDonald's. They've had the same thing since 1845. Like just get a hamburger and a fry and get out of my way.
yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah,
why are you choosing now to come up with your order? Like
yeah.
when you get there, you've been standing in line for 20 minutes.
They're like, "Okay, so I'll
Let's
have
see. Yeah, I
no."
don't know. I don't know. I know we should wish back our friends. Let's start with that. So I'd like everybody that Vegeta killed to come back, and he's like, I can't do that.
They're
One
like,
person per wish.
"Yeah,
And they're
I
all,
thought
and
he was
now they're all like,
I thought he
let's
was
see.
going to Robin Williams genie them when he was like, "No, I can't bring anyone back from the dead." I was gonna be like, "Oh
Oh
no."
my God. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I like how they're all up on Kai's planet and they're like, all right, let's see. There's Chaozu, Yamcha,
Yeah.
Tien, Piccolo. But he said three. So that's, well, I guess Chaozu's staying here.
Yeah.
But
It was
but even more to my point, like why now is Piccolo like, oh, I need to talk to Gohan right now,
right this second.
this second. Oh, brain blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you think Piccolo's voice acting was weird these couple episodes too?
A couple. Yeah. He had a couple weird ways
It
of
was
saying
weird. It
stuff.
was kind of like
Yeah.
different. Yeah, I picked up on that.
But that's totally during Piccolo's return.
It is. Yeah, you're right. Because this episode ends with just what them summoning the dragon.
Yeah, he's just like, "Arr," and like, ah.
Yeah, you're right. So I went off. I went off. So 76 is Piccolo's return. So we just already talked mostly about that. But yeah, so
I think you just
I
put
like
that
how
and then just say spoiler in
yeah,
my
just
thing.
but I like how just now Piccolo comes to realization that like, hey, if you bring me back, Kami comes back to Earth, which makes the Dragon Balls come back to Earth.
Yeah, it was a huge
And
revelation. I was like, oh,
and he's the only one that thought of it. They're on King Kai's planet. He's the watcher of Earth. He's like the
yeah.
god of Earth. No clue what to do.
Yeah, and also the other thing that made me laugh about it was the fact that like I don't know. Piccolo is not like a good guy. Like I get that he's doing good things and he's not like beating them up, but like at the same time he's not like some hero.
Yeah.
And even when he gets down like later, I don't know if it's this episode or the next one. He's even like, I don't want to. That's the next episode. He's like, I don't want to be with that old geezer. Yuck, gross. And I'm like, yeah, because he's a bad guy. He doesn't like it. It's like, so it was just really funny. It was a thing where it felt like, and I know, I get it's a cartoon generally aimed toward children, but it felt like it needed to be written where somebody else, like King Kai or Yamcha or Tien, like are like, oh, wait a minute. They put together that if they call Piccolo back, he'll, like the Dragon Balls will return, and then he reluctantly goes back.
yeah, I agree with you. I think it does happen too quick, but I think they do a good job kind of setting it up that like I mean more so like when Piccolo gets on Namek. I think the reason for this is that he finally kind of realizes like he needs to be involved in this because
Yeah,
it's stuff that he never knew about that he should have known about that he's always wanted.
yeah,
But yeah, it's interesting that nobody else figured out that like bringing Piccolo and Kami back is like probably the most important thing at the moment, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing that was weird that I didn't quite understand was in the episode where Goku goes, right? He goes to Snake Way or whatever. He like all of him disappears, remember? Like he disappears.
Mm.
His whole body like on Earth disappears and then he's in the he
Oh, yeah.
like he leaves, right? Like he but in this thing they show Piccolo's body getting put into like the cryopod like they did with the
Mm.
other guys. And so when he gets brought back, his like halo still it just disappears in King Kai's land, and it's like, wouldn't he just?
Well, yeah, I don't understand how King Kai's planet works because that's what happened with Goku. The Goku's halo went away, so now he's alive, but he's on this planet and he had to fly back
And I yes,
through Snake
yes,
Way.
and that I agree with. But when you watch the episode when he dies, like he leaves, they don't preserve Goku's body in a cryopod.
Hmm.
He leaves, like his whole everything goes, whatever.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
But
Yeah.
in whatever episode Piccolo dies, like they load Piccolo's body into a cryopod.
Well, even like Yamcha and stuff too. Like
Right. Right.
they're all their bodies are there. I think what with Goku what happened was not King Kai. I think Kami made a special request to that guy to bring Goku there. And I think he just vanished from Earth to there, I think is how they did that,
Yeah, probably, yeah.
basically. Because that remember they what I think that's King Yama where they're like, I want him to go train with King Kai,
Yeah.
and he had to run down Snake Way. But like I think King Kai brought him to the whatever spirit realm or whatever.
Yeah, wherever, yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting. It's funny to me too that like when you're on King Kai's planet and you're brought back, your halo disappears, but like you're still just I don't know somewhere out in the
Yeah.
ether. Like so, yeah, they had
Yeah.
to use two wishes. They had to wish Piccolo back to life, which we didn't see Kami leave wherever
Yeah.
he was. I
Yeah,
don't know what he
exactly.
does. He just helps King Yama do stuff, I guess.
Hello.
Oh, it's the ghost of Kami.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's cool. But then they have to use a second wish to bring him to Namek.
Yes.
And they're not, that's what I do like, kind of like what you were saying about the dragon. It's like wish is like, well, you weren't specific enough. I brought him to Namek. Where on Namek? Who knows?
We're gonna make him just far enough away.
Wherever Nail is, that's where that's where I brought him.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I was legitimately surprised just as much as they were when Frieza or not Frieza, Vegeta shows up and he's like, "You thought you could get rid of me, and I can't believe it, you little traitors!" And he's all angry, and then he's gonna kill him, and then they're like, "No, no, no, don't kill him. We'll do it. We'll just do it." It's like it's fine. We'll trust you, and we'll do it. And then he goes to do it, and then as he's doing it, the whatever happens to the dragon, I was like, "What's happening?" I was like, oh, is it gonna do like a weird Jafar
It
thing where it like, you know, it
makes him the
makes
dragon.
Yeah, like it makes him the dragon or something crazy. And then
That's funny.
it die, it like dissipates and I guess dies or whatever. And then it was really funny that the Dragon Balls turn to stone and all this stuff, and then Dende puts it together that like, oh no, that means
Yeah.
Guru is dead. And
He's gone.
I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming because I was like, how are they going to resolve this kind of a thing?
Yeah. It it's really good. It's the way stuff happens is really good. You'll enjoy how they do it.
Yeah,
But yeah, you knew Guru was real close, you know.
yeah, it's happening.
So so again going back to the abridged thing, they show in this scene they show Guru in the chair and he's like, "Oh man, they've almost made all their wishes. Would be a real jerk move to die right now."
That's
Oh,
really funny.
really funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, and then that realization of like, oh man, that's not good, you know.
Right,
They might have
right.
had a chance if and Gohan too, he was the one he was like, "Now there's one lip that we left a wish for you, just use it." I
Yeah.
don't care what you do. Whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's pretty good. So last one here, 77 is the fusion.
The fusion.
Yeah, so how would you think about that? That's pretty cool,
It
right?
was pretty wild, to be honest. I was like, okay. Like, the thing is, and the thing I wonder, but I really don't know, is when he fuses with Nail, which I didn't see coming at all.
Yeah.
Um, and he's done, he's like, "Oh, yes! Wow!" I was like, "Oh, is this the Piccolo that I kind of know?" Because like the
Yes.
other Piccolo I knew, the one like previous to him fusing with Nail, I was like, he kind of doesn't like he is, but he also like isn't really the Piccolo I remember as a kid. But then
Yeah.
there's a lot of lines in this episode where he's like, "Well, as soon as I'm done beating Frieza, I'm getting rid of you," kind of thing. So I just like I don't know how to feel. I just don't know how to feel about
Yeah.
it.
So Piccolo is always kind of like that. He's the Batman, you know,
I
of
see.
Dragon Ball. He's always kind of like this loner, brooding mystery guy.
Yeah.
But definitely him being fused with Nail changes his personality. I mean, now he has like a pure of heart like person with him,
Right. Right.
you know, which is cool. So now moving forward, you can't say anything bad about Piccolo's character arc.
No.
I won't stand for it. But that so this dubbed line here is one of the most like, you know, I don't know if it's fan favorite in the way that it's like it's just like super
Oh,
like
really?
cringy. Yeah. Yes, yes, I feel great. I can win. I can do it. It's
I
just like, wow, that really comes out of left field, doesn't
It does.
it?
It really does,
I
but
feel incredible.
it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And probably the one of the other big things to talk about in this episode was I really enjoyed the animation, also what was happening, but I really enjoyed the animation of Vegeta and Frieza like holding onto each other and then like the ground sinking, like
Yeah, that's
getting
cool.
bigger. Like that was really cool.
Yeah. Doesn't he like it might have been with Nail, but I think Nail does that like behind the back like blast to Frieza and it just shows like the dust and then when the dust settles it's just like the blast radius around like the dirt is gone and like Frieza and like where he's standing is fine and it's just like the ground is gone or like
Oh,
around him.
yes. Yes, 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 yes.
I enjoy that stuff, yeah. But yeah, so the way the last episode ends is Vegeta's like, "All right, where was I? I was just about to ki-
Yeah. Yep.
Oh no." It's like, no, please continue.
Hello, children.
Oh, so you're the reason why I'm so upset.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty good.
that's funny. And then he tells Vegeta's like transform and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Zalban told me before I killed him.
Then he's like,
Oh.
I hate Jaban. And then he transforms.
I never transform without a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so this is a really cool place to leave off, you know?
Yeah, it was interesting. I was like, because when we ended the other episode and he was up on the thing and they're all like, oh, I was like, well, this kind of seems like the perfect place to end this, right? But then I watched the next episode and I was like, oh, okay, this is now like the dip into the next saga, but not enough to be like make you come back for more kind of a thing.
Yeah. So Frieza transforms and they're all there. Piccolo's on the planet trying to get to them.
Right, and he's fused with
Goku's
Nail.
healing.
Right.
Ginyu's watching.
Ginyu's watching.
Bulma's doing something.
She's not doing anything.
No. She's trying to fix her radio for no reason, and then she throws it.
It won't
Uh,
fix.
what's the use? I wonder if Goku's hot.
I hate Yamcha.
I hate him. He's a pig. Yeah, so there you go. It's the Ginyu saga. All right, so since it's the end of the Ginyu saga, you're gonna do some Dragon Ball questions. So for the
Okay.
1 star Dragon Ball, Will, who's your most forgettable character?
I was going to say it was the um like the guys back at the like the soldiers back at the Frieza spaceship thing, but
Yeah,
it's I don't want to do it again, but it just is. It's just Bulma. Just Bulma.
nice. Yeah, it's pretty forgettable.
It's just like it's so like I said, it's so strange to have her be like the person to lead the charge to go to bring back Yamcha and everybody else. Like that's the whole reason why we're on Namek, and then she's just in some like canyon thing complaining about everybody doing the thing that she wanted them to do.
Yeah, no, it's pretty great. I like it. So for the 2 star, who is your favorite character?
Hmm. I think I'll give it to Nail this time.
Hmm, that's
I
good.
liked that Nail, like, he meets with Frieza and then he pulls him away from Guru and then just basically gets like mutilated just to like basically help, like he says, like the Earthlings get
Yeah,
their things together. And then he convinces Piccolo to fuse with him, which potentially changes Piccolo's character. So,
yeah, yeah. He's a cool dude. He looks like me.
yeah.
Remember last time I said like I'm so sick of hearing people say he looks just like Piccolo, and now Piccolo shows up to Namek and he's like, these people look like me. Yes, yes they do.
Yes, they do. I'm
Yes they
finally
do.
here on the planet I've always wanted to be on, but I've never mentioned.
I always knew there was a calling for me somewhere, but that's why I destroyed Earth because I was just like, I don't know where I fit in. So for the 3 star Dragon Ball is your MVP.
Um, I'm gonna say it's Dende.
Nice.
I think him being a brave little kid and flying off and then getting there and then helping them bring Piranha, because like basically if Dende died or got lost or whatever, like Piccolo wouldn't be back, and like obviously like things are leading up to a certain point, so
Yeah.
I think Dende's without Dende, none of the good stuff would have happened at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I kind of, well,
Uh,
I mean, I could be 1,000% wrong, and it's okay if I am. I just like I'm going to be pretty shocked if it's like here comes Piccolo, and then it's like, and then Frieza just kills Piccolo again, and it's like okay. I feel like Piccolo is going to be a key part of the next of like defeating Frieza, basically.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, because like if anything bad happens to Piccolo, then Kami also dies on Earth, and that was kind of the whole point, right?
Right, right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So the 4 star is the best fight. There's a lot of them this time.
I like the kind of fight between Vegeta and Frieza at the very, very end. I like I said, I like the animation of it. I like the whole thought of these two guys going back and forth. I like the fact that the scouter breaks when Vegeta is like
Mm.
holding on to him. Um, but I think for the sake of like I will always remember it. It's basically Vegeta and Ginyu versus each other, but Goku throws the frog in between. I just really didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
It was more surprising than any of the other fights in the saga.
Yeah, it is pretty cool the way that all happens.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So my
Um,
runner up would be Vegeta and Frieza at the very end. But yeah.
yeah, there's a lot. Even Goku versus Chase and Barter is a pretty good fight scene too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um, so 5 star is your most hated character. Already said Bulma.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So don't even try to pull a fast one.
Um, I think in this stretch it's gonna be Jace. I really he
Mm,
he felt
hate.
really kind of stupid. There was literally a sequence where he's watching things happen, and I was like, "Why is Jace not doing anything?" And then like 10 seconds later, Captain Ginyu's like, "Are you just gonna watch and like not do anything?" And he's like, oh, I guess not." And I was just like, "If you're supposed to
And
be
then he
part of the
does.
Ginyu thing, yeah,
And then he jumps in to help Ginyu with Goku, and Ginyu's like, he lets Goku go. He's like, don't ever help me again. I'm the captain. It's
yeah,
like, oh, okay.
yeah." So I don't know. He to me, it's so funny because like Frieza's like. I can't believe they've defeated the Ginyu Force. They're the strongest thing in the galaxy or the universe or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay. Like the little Guido guy was pretty nasty, but like the rest of them, I don't know. I guess it's just because Goku's like super powerful, but
Yeah.
it just didn't really show that
Well,
they,
the the thing too about like Goldo, the little guy, is like he can only stop time as long as he can hold his breath, and it's like how many times can you do that before you just can't hold your breath long anymore? Like it's such a pointless skill in a battle.
yeah.
Remember, he would like hold his breath and then he would run away, and it's like making him even more tight. It's like, wow, that is pointless. That is pointless. How could they defeat him? I don't know. Probably with a punch, I guess.
Yeah, I just wasn't super impressed with the Ginyu Force overall. Like they're fine as characters and they're funny and I enjoyed that, but like the whole thing of this mega threat Frieza, who's obviously they're building up to Frieza being like the end all be all of everything, and and he is like, oh, well, that's surprising that the Ginyu Force is destroyed. I'm like, is it though? Is it Frieza?
Yeah. Yeah, and Jace just grates on your nerves too, honestly. His
True. I didn't
I
like
don't
him.
understand why he's Australian. Like I don't like I don't have a problem with it, but it's just like it's just weird to me.
Yeah,
Mate, good day, mates. It's like you're from space though, so I don't get it.
true.
So for the 6 star is the funniest line or scene.
It doesn't. It's always going to be where he says, "It is Mando cool."
My favorite, and I forgot to talk about it, was when Piccolo is like, I need to talk to Gohan,
Oh yeah.
and he puts his hand on King Kai's shoulder,
Oh gosh.
and he's
Yes.
talking, and he's talking, and he's like, you don't need to yell. And then, and then, and he's like, yeah, and then wish me to Namek. I need to fight Frieza and make up the right for all my people. And he's like, but
Yeah.
you promised you never fight Frieza. And he like crushes his shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that made me laugh. That made me laugh pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, he's like, go ahead and leave. How are you gonna die? That's pretty good. Yep. So for the 7 star is your favorite episode.
That has to be. It has to be the one where it ends with Goku and Ginyu switching. Whatever episode where the first initial switch happens. That's the episode. I don't. Hmm.
Hmm. No, I think it is Goku is Ginyu because
Oh, because they're always at the end of the other. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, because Frieza approaches is the one where it ends with him putting his hand through his chest,
Okay.
and then the next episode they switch, and then
Causing but the edge of the two bodies, Jason thing summons up all his strength and then slowly follows them. Jace gives the new captain Ginyu his scouter. Yeah, okay. So it is. So yeah, Goku is Ginyu and Ginyu is Goku. Yep.
Jace,
That's
hold my scout.
yep. That's the that's the episode. Yeah, just like I there were other things in the episode in other episodes that I liked more. There were other things that took place that are more interesting and I know are going to be way more impactful, but I legitimately did not see the body switch thing coming. Like
Yeah,
it was
that's
not
cool.
telegraphed in any way, so I was genuinely surprised.
That's cool that you didn't know about that.
So,
And you kind of got to see your like bad version of Goku that you're always talking about.
yep.
It's Goku with a scouter, and he's a bad dude.
Bad, bad man. Also, the guy I remembered from my childhood ended up being like a big.
Captain Ginyu. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I remember this guy with horns, and you were like, I think it's Frieza, and I was like, nah, it's not Frieza. It was Ginyu.
Well, even Porunga has horns, so I was like,
That's true.
everybody has horns.
That's true.
He's like the big muscular guy with horns. Like,
I
okay. Any
need a
other
little
distinct
bit more.
features? Any other
Yeah.
features that Toriyama didn't draw like constantly or
It's almost like you saying to me, you're like, do you remember the aliens that had like two eyes in Star Trek? And I'd be like, well, I need a little bit more. And you're like, well, they had like a nose, a normal kind
Yeah.
of like,
They
you
had
know,
like two eyes, one nose, you know.
he had hair and he had like facial hair. Like,
He had
oh,
like so like you know how like our eyebrows are like this? His eyebrows were like kind of like this.
he looked pretty
Yeah.
much like a human, but he wasn't human.
Yeah, if you change like I don't know, you change like the eyebrows a little bit. Not human. Yeah, so you get a three, so make 3 wishes.
Okay, my three wishes are that Kami being back is more impactful than just Kami being back.
Okay.
I'd like, basically it means something. There's something that comes from that. Whether they get the Dragon Balls on Earth and do something cool with them, like well, whatever it ends up being. That's wish one. Wish two is I hope. I'm interested. I guess I'm curious to see when I'm gonna reach. So I'm hoping either the next saga or the saga after. Um, what I remember as a kid, we watch because it feels like it's
Mhm.
getting close.
We're getting there.
So that's my wish for that. And then my third wish is, oh no, is is let me think. I think I would like to see the thing that Vegeta talks about with Gohan, that like Gohan has all of this like hidden potential. I'd like to see that kind of open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I know he does when he was fighting Raditz and some other stuff. Like he's obviously really strong and he turns into the ape and so on and so forth. But I'm curious to have. I'd like more Gohan stuff like fleshed out.
Yeah. I would like that.
I feel like
No.
the last time I wished for I like a long time ago I wished for like Super Saiyan stuff and some other things. So
Yeah.
those wishes are already still lingering. So
Well, you know what's funny is your wish last month was you wanted to see the dragon
oh yeah,
and
that's
you
right.
saw
I
it.
forgot. Yeah,
So yeah.
Orunga.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this next two stretches are what we remember as like kids. These are like the
Okay,
fan favorites and stuff, you know.
cool.
So yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Okay.
I feel like every month we do this, I'm like, well, not next month, but the month after we'll see some yellow hair. And then every month is like, well, not next month, but you know, the month right after.
Oh, it's definitely coming.
Oh, it's Kevin.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the two part of the Frieza saga next time.
Yes, it's gonna be all Frieza all day.
Right as we get out of the Frieza temperatures here where we live, we get into the
Yep.
Frieza episode.
Yeah, I know. That would be nice if it was warm. One of these times we talked about for Frieza, and after Frieza, we're gonna talk about his brother, Cool, his father Igloo. It's gonna be great. So, yeah. So next time, officially, we're calling it the Frieza Saga Part One. We're watching episode 78 to 91. 78 is Fighting Power 1,000,000. That's not good.
We're gonna
And
do
91 is
it.
in and 91 is Embodiment of Fire. So,
Who knows what any of that
who
means?
knows what
Except,
any of that
well, Caleb
means?
does, but I don't. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's cool. Yeah, and then so the next month after that will be the second part of Frieza, and then we're gonna do something a little different for episode 9 of the Nerd Holes. We're gonna watch the two made for TV short films, the Bardock movies.
oh yeah,
I've kind of gone through and slotted some movies in here and there. The movies do not fit into the timeline whatsoever.
okay,
Some of them are not canon.
okay,
Um, but I think they're fun. The Bardock stuff for me, I like because I really enjoy Bardock.
okay.
And it gives you some backstory, and I think they're important to see, even if they don't fit in officially anywhere. They kind of fall into these like sections, and it's like, well, that doesn't make sense if they did this in this movie here, but then like this happened in the show right after, and it's like it doesn't. So you just kind of put them where you want.
Gotcha. Very good.
But yeah, so that's what we'll do, and we'll see you next time. On the Nerd Holes Dragon Ball Z rewatch cast.
Dragon Ball Z.
かけてくるよアップルのモンスター飛んでくるよナッツの香りエイリアン出会ってドキドキピカピカ銀河はポットシャワー肝にバイバイバイ不思議いっぱい力を込めておかわり OK ライライライミラクル全開パワー晴れる理由でスキードーン山ほど高さに水平線出会って別れて出会って別れて大変ああもう神様も辛いよ